Hello, everybody. Here we start our episode again. We also have two butterflies.
Hi, butterflies.
Of course, you know them. And we have, of course, Mrs. Hala Kamal. And today we are going to deal with Journey to the Center of the Earth, Chapter 6.
Amazing discoveries. Okay, let's start so soon. We have a lot of things to do today. Our chapter today is about great discoveries. What did they discover? I don't want how long I lay there, but I was awakened by a noise. It sounded like thunder or waves crashing on the shore of a sea. Where did it come from? I listened carefully, but heard no more. احنا بنتكلم دلوقتي the narrator Axel he was do you remember what happened to Axel in the past?
In the past, he lost
his conscious. يعني ايه lost he fainted.
Yeah.
يعني هو اغمى عليه. هو دلوقتي بنقول ان هو صحي ومش عارف he was somewhere.
Yeah.
فسمع حاجات. الباسج الثانية ها سلمى ممكن تقري الجملة؟
For sure. And then I heard a noise that sounded like a human voice. I could make out words. I thought I heard my name, and then the word lost. Was I imagining things?
Was I imagining things؟ هو بيسأل نفسه أنا سامع أصوات. Was I imagining things؟ هنشوف هل هو imagine ولا فعلا كانت reality. حكمت؟
But no, I heard my name again. It was my uncle's voice. Uncle Lidenbrook, I called out. Then I heard these words.
Yes, it was reality. And he heard his uncle's voice.
And what did he hear again?
What did he hear?
Heard
His uncle's voice.
Yes.
And who was his uncle?
Lidenbrock.
Lidenbrock.
And then what did he hear again? He
His
heard the
his
words.
name.
What are the words? We are going to see what are the words.
Yes, Mr. Muhammad, can you read this
Of
paragraph?
course. Axel, is this you? Want Axel? Yes, I am. In complete darkness. I can't see. It's very dark. Axel, my boy, be brave. Listen to me. We are in a big hole. All the passages lead into this hole. Call to me again, and I will calculate how far apart we are. So this is what he said to Axel.
So he asked his nephew to call again. To call إنه ينادي عليه. ليه؟ To calculate the distance. هيعرف من إن إحنا عارفين إن الساوند بيعمل إيه؟ بيسافر. فهيحسب المسافة بينه وبين أكسل. Yes. سلمى again.
I called again, and my uncle replied when he heard me. It took 20 seconds for my voice to reach my uncle. From this, he calculated that we were 6 kilometers apart.
Yes. فعلا قدر يحسب المسافة وهي عبارة عن 6 kilometers apart يعني كانوا بعاد عن بعض بحوالي 6 كيلو متر. Yes. هنشوف الباراجراف الأخير أو لا قبل الأخير.
That's not so far, my uncle said cheerfully. Walk down the passage and we shall soon welcome you. It will not take long. On your way, my boy.
احنا بنقول هنا ان هو قايله ان في باسج والباسج ده ازاي سمع الصوت لان كل الباسجز بتقود الى مكان اللي هو موجود فيه بروفيسور ليدنبروك. فقال له انت هتمشي وهنرحب بيك. don't worry. he encouraged him. هو شجعه وقال له don't worry. Mr. Muhammad, you can read the next paragraph.
I was filled with hope now, and I set off eagerly, but I was very tired. The slope was very steep. I started to slide down the passage.
What's the meaning of slope?
الانحدار.
منحدر. هو الباسج ماشي بطريق عالي ونازل على منحدر، فكان very steep، يعني كان منحدر جامد جدا، فهو بقى started to slide down، ابتدى يتزحلق down the passage. Yes, حكمة.
The ground disappeared beneath my feet. I was falling down a wall. My head hit a sharp rock, and I lost conscience again.
Consciousness.
Consciousness
again. يعني so he fainted again. إذا هو أغمى عليه مرة تانية. ليه؟ Why?
Because he's lost
his head hit a sharp
yes, he hit his head into a sharp rock. لأن راسه اتخبطت في صخرة كبيرة. I can read this paragraph. When I awoke, I was lying against a rock. My uncle was watching me. When I opened my eyes, he gave a cry of joy. He's alive. طبعا his uncle was very happy to see his nephew alive. هو كان متخيل ان هو يكون مات. a cry of joy يعني فرحة كده عارمة، وكان صوته عالي جدا من الفرح. سلمى.
Yes, I answered weakly.
So he was very weak. He couldn't talk.
Yes, but we can be strong.
Yeah.
He's weak. Raise your voice. Yes.
He held me in his arms. My dear boy, thank God you are safe.
Yes, احنا قلنا اللي قبل كده ان بروفيسور ليدنبروك his nephew Axel هو اللي رباه. ليه؟ لان his parents were died. Yes, were died. Yes. حكمة.
My uncle told me to sleep. I slept for a long time. When I awoke, I wondered if I was still dreaming. There were no lamps, but there was light coming from somewhere.
أكيد he fainted twice. أغمى عليه مرتين. He lost consciousness. فقد وعيه مرتين. He hit his head to a sharp rock. فبالتالي كانت very hard. حاول ينام تاني، ولكن ابتدى يصحى حاسس ان الدنيا ضلمه حواليه. مستر محمد.
And he couldn't decide whether this really happened or was it just a dream.
Yes.
You know? And I could hear a noise like the one that I had heard while I was lost. It was the sounds of waves breaking on the shore of a sea.
صوت الامواج كانت بتخبط في بالبحر، فهو سامع ان اصوات جامده جدا، لان احنا قلنا ان هو he lost his consciousness twice. Okay. حكمة.
Where was the light coming from? What was the sound? I wanted to get up and explore. My uncle wanted me to stop. I insisted on going. At first I saw nothing.
Yes. He was not sure. He asked himself many questions. عايز يسأل نفسه أنا فين؟ إيه الأصوات دي؟ He tried to get up، لكن his uncle stopped him. سلمى.
I closed my eyes. They were not used to the light. When I opened them again, I was amazed. The sea, I cried.
Yes, he opened his eyes. I was amazed. What's the meaning of amazed?
مدهوش.
Surprised. مدهوش. هو كان مدهوش ليه؟ لأن هو وصل فين؟
The
sea. وهو ده اللي كانوا عايزينه، لأن هم كانوا تايهين في الباسجز.
Okay, it's your turn now.
Yes, said my uncle. I have named it the Lidenbrock Sea. طبعا Professor Lidenbrock is a professor, a great professor. فأول ما شاف البحر ده فسماه على اسمه تيمنا باسمه after his name، وسماه Lidenbrock Sea، سماه باسم ده.
يعني دلوقتي هنلاقي ننزل احنا ندور على حاجة ونكتشف بحر جديد ونقول it's the لطفي Sea.
A great stretch of water lay before me. There was a beach of golden sand. طبعا هنا بيوصف شكل البيتش كان جميل، والساندز لونها ذهبي. حكمة.
There were waves breaking on the beach. The light was strange. It was cold and white, unlike sunlight or moonlight.
يس شاف النور بس النور كان شكله سترينج. يعني ايه سترينج؟ cold and white. هو النور بيبقى بيتحس cold؟
No.
طب what about the light of the sun؟
Hot.
hot. يبقى اذا النور بيتحس.
Yeah.
هو فعلا النور هنا بيتحس بيقولوا زي نور القمر كده cold and white. concentrate عشان هنسأل الأسئلة عليها. Yes Mr. Mohammed, it's your turn my dear.
There was a sky with white clouds. High above the clouds, there was a roof of rock. We were in a huge cave. I walked with my uncle along the shore of this strange sea.
It's a beautiful sight. هو طبعا واضح إنه هو منظر جميل جدا. حكمة.
Can you read this, Hikmat?
It's not loaded yet.
Okay, you can read the spaces.
Yes.
There were towers of sharp rock in the water. Along the shore there was a forest of trees which looked like giant umbrellas. As we got closer I saw that they were giant mushrooms.
mushrooms. كل حاجة كانت غريبة في المكان ده. giant mushrooms. يعني إيه؟ يعني إيه giant؟ عملاق.
Huge.
Huge.
Very big.
Enormous.
طبعا
Yeah.
عارفين المشروم كلنا
Enormous.
بناكل بيتزا with مشروم.
Yeah.
المشروم ده نبات صحراوي وكان ضخم جدا. كل شيء كان غريب. Yes Mr. محمد. سلمى sorry. It's your turn.
We saw other planets which were very much taller than they were on the surface of the earth. My uncle was excited.
He was very happy. Yes.
Yeah. It's magnificent. He cried. Look and admire, Axel. You will never see like this again.
look and admire. بيقول له look and admire. يعني طوف وشوف يعني كله حاجة جميلة. اللي بيتكلم بيوصف الارث، بيوصف الكلاودز، بيوصف كل حاجة شكلها جميل. فكان فرحان جدا بيقول له it's magnificent يعني رائع. وبيقول له look and admire. اوكي again حكمة.
Wandered for hours along the shore of this wonderful sea. We saw the tide rise and fall. Even here the sea answered the calls of the moon.
What is the meaning of tide rise and fall؟
مد وجزر.
المد والجزر ده بيبقى موجود في كل البحار وكل المحيطات. المد والجزر بالنسبة للمياه. Tide rise and fall. Even here the sea answers the calls of the moon. دي حاجة كده زي الشعر. بيقول حتى هنا يا ربي تحت الأرض الطبيعة بترد على القمر. القمر طبعا عارفين هو المتحكم في ايه؟ في المد والجزر. هو اللي بيخلي يبقى فيه مد وجزر للمية. بيقول حتى هنا تحت الأرض في الطبيعة بتجاوب على القمر وبترد عليه. My uncle told me he intended to cross the sea. When I asked him how he intended to do this, he smiled. Hans is making us a raft. Come and see. طبعا احنا نسينا هانز خالص. هو هانز ده مين؟
He is the tour guide.
He's a tour guide. وكمان ايه كمان؟
He has.
What about describe him؟ ممكن نوصفه؟
Yeah.
He's very
He is very huge.
ضخم جامد جدا. فهي helped them
in cutting the trees down.
Yes, in cutting the trees down. يعني ايه رافت؟
اللي هي حاجة كده
حاجة كده زي قارب صغير بس مش قارب كبير يعني. قارب بيبقى معمول من الأخشاب. عمل لهم الأخشاب دي عشان يعدوا أو يعبروا البحر. مستر محمد.
Now, Hans had cut down some of the trees and had tied them together to make a raft. Tomorrow we should start to explore the Ledenbrook Sea. هنبدأ في استكشاف اللي هو البحر اللي هو سماه ليدنبروك سي.
Yes. حكمة. هناخد ال questions. It's your turn.
You have to answer the question.
Okay.
Okay. Do you remember the questions and the answers?
Most of them.
Okay.
Most of them.
Most of
Okay.
them. Let's see the first question.
أول سؤال بيقول how was Axel awakened after he had fainted?
He was awakened by his uncle's voice.
By his
Correct.
uncle's voice only? By his uncle's
and the
voice?
noise of thunder.
Yes, by his uncle's voice and by the sound of thunder. يعني إيه thunder؟ thunder يعني إيه؟
اللي هو البرق.
البرق والرعد؟
اه.
طب إيه الفرق
بس
بينهم؟
البرق ما بيعملش صوت.
البرق ده لايتنينج، ده
رعد.
ده ضوء بس. يبقى هنا ده الرعد،
رعد.
الصوت الرعد، sound of thunder.
طيب let's see the
الانسر بقى بتقول ايه؟
by the noise.
by the noise of waves crashing on the seashore. يبقى لو قلنا يا حكمة by his uncle's sound voice هتبقى خطأ. ليه؟ لأن دي كانت مرحلة بعديها، يعني أول حاجة صحي على صوت إيه؟
The noise
اللي هو
of the
crashing
waves.
الويفز، noise of waves، صوت الأمواج crashing on the seashore. تمام. It's your turn سلمى. How did Professor Lidenbrock know the place where his nephew was lost?
He asked Axel to call out to calculate
Yes.
the distance between them.
Yes, هو طلب منه انه يناديه عشان calculate. Do you agree?
Yes.
Yes, okay.
So the answer is
Yes, Mr. Muhammad.
he asked Axel to call him and calculate how far apart they were عشان يقدر يحسب المسافة اللي هم بيبعدوها.
Okay. حكمة. Why did the professor ask Axel to call to him again? ينادي عليه.
To calculate the distance between them to know where he is.
Yes,
He was.
thanks to سلمى.
Yes.
Yes, سلمى جاوبت السؤال ده قبل كده و كانت حكمة lucky. الإجابة to calculate the distance between them. نحسب المسافة بينهم. سلمى ستور. Why did Axel lose consciousness?
Because his head
Yes,
hit,
his head.
his head hit a sharp rock.
هي هنا بتقول ان راسه هي اللي خبطت الروكس.
لا.
He fell down.
Yes, he fell down
and
الأول.
his head hit a sharp rock.
Yes, he fell down وقع. أول down أول يعني إيه؟ well.
well
W-E-L-L.
يعني أول لما وقع.
لا
No.
نزل في well يعني في
لا،
بير.
ده مكان.
والويل بمعنى
well بمعنى بير، نزل في بير عميق جدا. and انتوا طبعا أكيد اتفرجتوا على الفيلم.
No.
No.
Really? Next time إن شاء الله هنجيبه. And his head hit a sharp rock. Okay? حكمة turn. Why did Axel fall down?
Because the slope was very steep.
Yes, because the slope المنحدر was very steep and he couldn't stop. Mr. Muhammad, it's your turn. Ask them.
okay, it's better to ask than to answer.
Yes, yes.
Okay.
Salma.
What did the professor do when Axel opened his eyes?
He gave a
And
cry
why?
of joy
He gave a cry of joy.
Why?
Why?
because he was still alive.
Yes, his nephew was
Who
still
was
alive.
Because Axel was still alive.
Alive.
Yes. He gave a cry of joy يعني صرخ صرخة فرح because Axel was still alive لأن أكسل كان لسه على قيد الحياة. Yes, Mr. Muhammad.
What did Axel see when he awake? When he awoke, yes.
I don't remember this one. She can answer it.
She can answer. She's
You
scared
want
to
the
answer.
Okay.
Say it. I can't answer this question.
I can
You
answer
know,
it.
sometimes it's wise to go back, and sometimes you have to be brave. So if you are wise, you cannot go forward forever, but sometimes you can retreat.
Yes.
Okay.
طب السؤال ده لو جالنا في الامتحان ممكن ما نقولش يعني what did Axel see when he awoke؟ أما استيقظ شاف إيه؟
Light that wasn't like moonlight or sunlight. Something like
What
that.
about his uncle?
No, he saw his uncle.
Yes, نشوف الإجابة. He saw a strange light, very good light and a big sea, a sky with white clouds and a roof of rock. A lot of things to see. هو شاف حاجات كتيرة جدا. Strange light, a big sea, a sky with white clouds and a roof of rock.
So there were many things عشان to sum up يعني لخصنا في اللي احنا قلناهم اللي هي الحاجات اللي موجودة قدامنا. Light, big sea.
نحفظهم بقى لان ممكن السؤال ده يجينا فعلا. What did Axel see, Salma? What did Axel see when he
It's a different
awoke?
question.
Yes.
Yeah, he saw.
هنقول تاني.
He saw a strange light, a big sea, a sky with a white cloud, and a roof of rock.
Yes. احنا عشان هو سؤال طويل.
هو
next.
طبعا برضو هنا مهم جدا ان معظم الطلبة بيحفظوا السؤال والجواب. احنا مش عايزين الطلبة تحفظ السؤال والجواب. احنا عايزين الطالب او الطالبة بيشوف المعنى، بيوصل اللي هو عايز يقوله، وهي كان اكسبريس himself، بيقدر يعبر عن نفسه. لو قرينا قصة وقدرنا نقول اللي موجود فيها ومش لازم نبقى حافظين الجمل كما هي، it is far better. لأن الحفظ طبعا هو وسيلة، ولكن مش هي الوسيلة، مش هي أفضل وسيلة to learn a language، احنا نتعلم اللغة.
Okay. Thank you, Mr. Muhammad, for this advice. How was the light inside the cave strange? احنا قلناها واحنا عملنا ستريس
I know
عليها.
it.
اللايت inside the cave كان شكله strange. ليه؟ كان في حاجتين.
It wasn't like moonlight or sunlight.
Yes, it was cold.
And it was called.
And
And white.
طيب أغششهم
Maybe
أنا بقى.
نغششهم بقى يا مستر محمد.
It was cold and
White.
it was
It was
unlike
Sunlight or
or
moonlight.
moonlight.
يعني هما الإجابة من شقين. أوكي. في عندي كمان سؤال. احنا لسه ما خلصناش الأسئلة. عندنا complete. حكمة, what was strange about the size of trees and plants that they saw?
They were huge, other than the ones on Earth, on the surface of the Earth.
Are you sure they were huge or small?
Taller.
small لا taller.
Taller.
Yes,
Taller.
taller. البلانتس كانت huge وtaller. Then
They were on the surface of the earth.
they were on the surface of the earth, غير على سطح الأرض خالص. نشوف الإجابة يا مستر محمد is the correct answer
I
ولا؟
think they were small.
No,
taller. Yes.
Okay. Now they were
much taller كمان.
than they were on the surface of the earth.
Yes. سؤال لسلمى بيقول What did the professor name the sea? It's easy. It's easy, سلمى. Yes.
Lidenbrock Sea.
Lidenbrock Sea.
Sea.
After his
After
he named this sea.
after they had crossed the
No. What's the meaning of named after?
سماه على اسم.
سماه على اسم زي ما قلنا
Lidenbrock.
تيمنا بالعربي كده اهو. يبقى named after بمعنى سماه
Lidenbrock.
على اسم. زي ما
يبقى احنا
نقول
دلوقتي عندنا the Red Sea و the Mediterranean Sea
sea
و
Lidenbrock
Lidenbrock Sea. Okay.
يبقى فعلا he named it
Lidenbrock.
the sea أو the Lidenbrock Sea. Okay. حكمة, what did the explorer see? مين هم
Why
الexplorers؟
did I get that? Like
حكمة بتعترض
complicated it was.
اللي بنقول هنا مين الexplorers؟
Hans,
Hans.
Lidenbrock and Axel.
Lidenbrock and Axel. ليه هم what did the explorers see along the seashore?
The tall trees that looked like like umbrellas that
Yes.
were mushrooms.
المشرومز مالها؟ huge mushrooms. Yes.
So-
ايه اللي يعني ايه umbrella؟
Umbrella شمسية.
ايوه ايه دي اللي شكل الشمسيه؟
شكلها هو ايه ده اللي
ايه ايه
ده.
هل كانت ايه؟ الاشجار التريز.
Yeah.
التريز كانت عامله زي الامبريلاز. They see
And golden.
huge
They see,
mushrooms.
sorry there's a mistake here.
طبعا C
They
double E.
saw huge, they saw
They
huge
saw كمان huge mushrooms, golden and sand and bones of extinct animals. يعني ايه extinct animals؟
منقرضة.
منقرضة يعني don't live anymore
Yeah.
on earth. مش عايشة زي الديناصورز كده اهو.
وسلمى,
سلمى.
it's your turn. You're
Yeah.
going to answer the questions. How did they cross the sea?
They crossed the sea by a raft.
Raft. Who
Yeah.
did the raft?
Hands.
Hands. Why? Hands make the raft.
He cut down branches of trees and tied them together.
Branches of trees and tied them together. He cut down some trees or branches of trees and tied them together to make it. Yes. Completion. Do you like completion? sometimes it's ايه sneaky. ساعات
Yeah.
بيبقى completion التكمله بتبقى صعبه شويه، لكن احنا طبعا لو احنا قرينا الشابتر thoroughly، قريناه بالتمعن، هنعرف نحل اي سؤال. Unlike sunlight or moonlight, the light Axel saw was
Cold and white.
cold and white. Yes, is this a correct answer?
Yeah. The light.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah, what's the meaning of unlike?
Back.
مش
عكس
Not
او
like.
مش
It
زيه.
was strange.
It was strange. It was cold
Cold and white.
and white. Yes, Mr. محمد. الإجابة
It was warm and hot.
warm? No.
No.
Yes,
Okay,
Mr.
it
Muhammad.
was. Sorry,
It was white and
cold.
cold. Yes. The sea was named after
Lidenbrock.
Lidenbrock. Easy, easy, so easy.
After the
Professor Lidenbrock. Yes. Axel fell down while walking because
The steep was very.
The slope was very-
the slope was very. لا again أنا عايزاه بصوت عالي.
The
The slope was very steep. Yes.
Why don't we say he was tired? Maybe he was tired.
Both are correct، بس أساسا لأن السلوب كان very steep.
Okay, so
The
he fell
slope
down.
was very steep.
Steep.
Yes. السؤال بعد كده.
The mushrooms.
The mushroom looked like
Giant umbrellas.
giant
Like
umbrellas.
giant
Giant
umbrellas. Giant umbrella. هي giant umbrella not umbrellas. لأن كلمة mushroom كلمة جمع أساسا. On the shore they found
Bones of extinct animals.
bones of extinct animals,
Huge trees and
huge
mushrooms.
trees and mushrooms.
And golden sand.
ايوه احنا عرفناها بقى خلاص، السؤال ده كان سهل. bones of extinct animals, huge mushrooms and golden sand. Yes, Mr. Muhammad.
Now, question number 6. To cross the Ledenbrook Sea, hands
Made raft.
Made a raft.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yes,
Made
with
a
the
raft.
With
By
with-
cutting down.
by
branches
cutting
and
down
collecting them
trees.
together.
Yes, and tied them together. هي سهلة جدا. made a raft.
Made a raft.
Yeah.
اللي هيكتب made a raft او يكتب إجابة كاملة برضو حلو. The professor gave a cry of joy because
Axel was still alive.
Axel was still alive. He was happy. Yes,
Okay,
Axel was still alive.
you're correct. Your answer is correct. Axel was still alive. Now the next question. Axel lost his consciousness. ننطقها تاني. Consciousness.
Consciousness.
Again, consciousness.
consciousness.
نطقها شوية تقيل شوية. Be again because. Why?
His head hit a sharp rock.
Yes. وكمان في حاجات تانية
His
بس
head hit
أساسا
a
هو
sharp-
فقد وعيه لأنه هو إيه his head hit a sharp rock. راسه خبطت في حجر كبير أو صخر. Number 9. The professor advised Axel to do what?
Sleep. To sleep.
To sleep when he was awakened. هل صح الكلام ده؟
نتأكد to make sure. Let's see.
To sleep,
To sleep.
yes.
Okay, it seems that I didn't study the chapter well. But
Yeah.
you studied
Yeah.
it.
Yeah.
Yes, they are
okay.
really.
It's not good for you.
You know the criteria of success. The formula for success. The formula for success. If you want to be successful, what should you do?
Have no clue.
First of all,
Study hard.
strong will.
Yes.
Yeah.
The second is hard work. Hard work. If you don't work hard, you will never be successful. Some people think that they can do well because they are genius or they are intelligent. But you cannot achieve success with intelligence only or with good brain. But you
should
can
work
do it
hard.
with hard work. So you studied well, that's why you can
So,
answer the questions. But I didn't study hard. You
Mr.
know?
Muhammad is a modest. هو متواضع جدا. Number 10. The plants on the Lidenbrock seashore were البلانتس كان شكلها ايه؟ سلمى؟
It It's me.
Yes,
It's
it's you.
The plants on the were were much taller than they were on the surface of the earth.
Is that the correct answer?
Yes, and maybe they look like umbrellas.
No.
Like umbrellas هنشوف. No, you disagree. Much taller
And bigger.
and bigger than the plants on the surface of the earth.
I won.
Salma
I won.
was correct.
So you win. And at the end of our session, we say thank you for being with us. And thank you, my dear princesses.
Thank you.
Thank you.
And let's say goodbye to our friends.
Bye
Goodbye. Thank you
Bye.
for watching. Bye.
Bye bye.